all, welcome to Ranjana's Academy. Today I'm going to teach the session 2 of halo compounds. In today's session, we are discussing the first topic, nature of CX bond. Halogen atoms are more electronegative than carbon. Therefore, carbon-halogen bond of alkyl halide is polarized. The carbon atom bears a partial positive charge, whereas the halogen atom bears a partial negative charge. So here you can see in the diagram itself they have given it is plus over here in the carbon, and in halogen you can see it is given as negative. So as we go down the group in the periodic table, the size of halogen atom increases. So fluorine atom is the smallest and iodine atom is the largest. Consequently, the carbon halogen bond length also increases from carbon fluoride to carbon iodide. So even the bond length will also be increasing since the size of the halogens are also increasing. So some typical bond lengths, bond enthalpies and dipole moments are given in the table. We'll take a look into it. And alkyl halides are best prepared from alcohols which are easily accessible. So you can see the bond length. Okay, so you can see from fluorine to iodine, as you go down the group, the size of halogen atoms increases. At the same time, what also increases? The bond length also increases. The bond length also increases. So your CX bond enthalpies are also given here. Bond enthalpies will be higher for shorter bond lengths. So you can see that will be decreasing as you go down the group. And if you see the dipole moment, it will also be, dipole moment will almost be the same for all of those compounds. Now let us see the methods of preparation of haloalkenes. So we can prepare haloalkenes from alcohols. The first method of preparation of haloalkenes is from alcohols. Second, you can prepare it from hydrocarbons. Third, you can prepare it through halogen exchange method. So these are the three different preparations of haloalkenes which we'll be discussing in this chapter. The first type is your from alcohol type. Okay, so the hydrogen group of an alcohol is replaced by halogen on reaction with concentrated halogen acids, phosphorus halides or thionyl chloride. So what is your thionyl chloride? You remember? Yes, it is SOCl2. This is your thionyl chloride. Now you can, when thionyl chloride is preferred because in this reaction alkyl halide is formed along with the gases SO2 and HCl. Okay. That is why thionyl chloride is preferred. Why not the others? The others will be, see these two products, that is SO2 as well as HCl are what? Gaseous products, and they will escape into the atmosphere. The reaction gives pure alkyl halides. Whereas if you see the others, you will not get a pure form. What you need, the compound, you will not get it exactly. So the reactions of primary and secondary alcohols with HCl requires the presence of a catalyst ZnCl2. With tertiary alcohols, the reaction is conducted by simply shaking the alcohol with concentrated HCl at room temperature. So constant boiling with HBr is used for preparing alkyl bromide. So HBr, okay. So 48% of HBr is for preparing alkyl bromide. So good yields of Ri may be obtained by heating alcohols with sodium or potassium iodide in 95% of orthophosphoric acid. How to obtain Ri? Ri may be obtained by heating alcohols with sodium or potassium iodide in 95% orthophosphoric acid. Okay, 95% orthophosphoric acid if you use, you can prepare the Ri. Okay, so the order of reactivity of alcohols with a given halo acid is 3 degree, which is lesser than 2 degree, which is lesser than 1 degree. What do you mean by this? Tertiary, the order of reactivity of alcohols will be greater for tertiary, followed by secondary, followed by primary. So phosphorus tribromide and triiodide are usually or generally in situ. What is in situ? By the reaction of red phosphorus, they become in situ because produced in the reaction mixture. Okay, they will be produced in the reaction mixture by the reaction of red phosphorus with bromine and iodine respectively. Okay, so you have to know this. So you can see that phosphorus tribromide and triiodide are generally obtained or generated in situ, that is produced in the reaction mixture by the reaction of red phosphorus with bromine and iodine respectively. So here you can see the following set of reactions. When all the ROH, all these are what? Acids. Then what are all these? HCl, mild acid, NaBr. As we said already, we can also be using what? Phosphorus halides also. So phosphorus halides are also used. Then red phosphorus is used. Thionyl chloride is used. So when we react with all of these, we get the respective halides starting from RCl, RBr, RX, RCl, RX, RCl. All these are the products. Then H2O, NaHSO4. All these are the subproducts. So which is most suitable is your thionyl chloride. This reaction is most suitable. Why? Because you get both of these which escape into the atmosphere. Okay. So the preparation of alkyl chloride is carried out either by passing dry hydrogen chloride gas through a solution of alcohol or by heating a mixture of alcohol and concentrated aqueous halogen acid. The above methods are not applicable for the preparation of aryl halides because the carbon-oxygen bond in phenols has a partial double bond character. Why it is not applicable for aryl halides? Very important. Because the carbon-oxygen bond in phenols has a partial double bond character. This is important and is difficult to break, being stronger than a single bond. Now let us see how to prepare halo compounds from hydrocarbons, especially haloalkanes. We are going to prepare from hydrocarbons. So the first method of preparation from hydrocarbons is from alkanes by free radical halogenation. Free radical chlorination or bromination of alkanes gives a complex mixture. So what you're doing is, you're going to do chlorination, which is a free radical chlorination or bromination of alkanes. It is going to give us a complex mixture. It is going to give us a complex mixture of isomeric mono and polyhaloalkanes, which is difficult to separate as pure compounds. So consequently, the yield of any single compound is low. So the yield of any single compound will be very low. So from this method, you can obtain haloalkanes, but yet the yield of a single compound or a single product, if you ask for N-propane, you will also get N-butane along with this. That is the point here you have to understand. Okay. So free radical chlorination or bromination of alkanes gives a complex mixture of isomeric mono or polyhaloalkanes, which is difficult to separate as pure compounds. You will get a mixture of halo compounds, but it is very difficult to get a single product. Okay. So here you can see the reaction of it. CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3. What is this? Butane. In the presence of chlorination, they are undergoing free radical chlorination. What happens? You are getting compounds, but still both of these compounds will be mixed. So to separate it is another difficult high process. Okay. The same process from hydrocarbons you can also obtain from alkenes. Hydrocarbons itself includes what? Alkanes, alkenes and alkynes. You can not only from alkanes you will be able to obtain, you will also be able to obtain from alkenes. In alkenes you can obtain by through two ways, that is addition of hydrogen halides or addition of halogens. So what is addition of hydrogen halides is the first topic. So an alkene is converted to corresponding alkyl halide by reaction with hydrogen chloride. So what you are doing here, in the first process, an alkene is going to be converted to corresponding alkyl halide by the reaction with hydrogen chloride. You are going to react with HCl or HBr or HI. So simply to represent, I am just taking here as X. So when I take a alkene here, alkene means it is supposed to have a double bond over here. So when it reacts with HX, it gives one hydrogen will go to one carbon and the halogen will go to the other carbon, and this double bond will break. This is the reaction. So addition of hydrogen halides. So propane yields two products. However, only one predominates as per Markov-Nikod's rule. Okay. Markov-Nikod's rule I'll teach you. So what is this? CH3CH double bond CH2 plus HI. So what happens here? How did I tell you to do? You are going to break the bonds. One H here and one I here. So we will get CH3, CH2, CH2, I. Right? One will carry one H extra and the other one will carry one I extra. This is your minor product. Then what is your major product? Your I will get into the center carbon. What is it? It is a stable structure, right? CH3, CHI if you have here, and CH3. Just see how you will get this structure actually. This is how you will get it on one side. On the other side, you will be getting it like this. This is the structure. So this is the stable structure. So you get a major product of this CH3, CHI, CH3. Next, that is from halocarbon. From hydrocarbons, the second from alkenes, you can also obtain it through the addition of halogens. So in the laboratory, addition of bromine in CCl4, carbon tetrachloride, to an alkene, resulting in discharge of reddish brown color of bromine, constitutes an important method for the detection of double bond in a molecule. So the addition results in the synthesis of vicinal dibromides. What do you get here? Vicinal dibromides. Simple. You're just adding what? Addition of bromine takes place. That is important. So addition of bromine gives us reddish brown color. Discharge of reddish brown color. Bromine constitutes an important method for the detection of double bond in a molecule. Right? So what do you get as a result? You get a vicinal dibromide. What is your vicinal dibromide? You have CH2, CH2. Bromine, bromine. Okay, so this is what you have. So this is addition of halogens, right? So you have an alkene here. You are adding bromine to it. In the presence of CCl4, you get vicinal dibromide, right? So this is the addition of halogen method. Now let us see halogen exchange method. This is the third and last type of preparation of haloalkanes, especially from your This is the third method of preparation of haloalkanes, that is halogen exchange method. Alkyl iodides are often prepared by the reaction of alkyl chlorides or bromides with NaI in dry acetone. So what is dry acetone? What is the formula of dry acetone? Now let us see the third type of reaction. How do you obtain? What is the method of preparation? The third type of preparation of haloalkanes, that is halogen exchange method, is alkyl iodides are often prepared by the reaction of alkyl chlorides or bromides with NaI in dry acetone. So here you take the present in the reaction you need dry acetone. This reaction is known as Finkelstein reaction. What is Finkelstein reaction? Rx plus NaI. In the presence of dry acetone, you get Ri plus NaX. So what do you get here? This and this is going to form the products. Sorry, wait. See students. This and this forms the product, and this and this will form the product. Simple. So Ri plus NaX will form the products. So NaCl or NaBr thus formed is precipitated in dry acetone. It facilitates the forward reaction according to Le-Chatelier's principle. The synthesis of alkyl fluorides is best accomplished by heating an alkyl chloride or bromide in the presence of a metallic fluoride such as silver fluoride, mercury fluoride, cobalt fluoride, or antimony fluoride. The reaction is termed as Schwarz reaction. So now we are going to see the preparation of haloarenes. Haloarenes can be prepared by two different ways. One is from hydrocarbons by electrophilic substitution, and the other one is from amines by Sandmeyer's reaction. So electrophilic substitution is what? Aryl chlorides and bromides can be easily prepared by electrophilic substitution of arenes with chlorine and bromine respectively in the presence of Lewis acid catalyst like iron or iron chloride. So what is this? This is aryl chlorides and now let us see the preparation of haloarenes. From hydrocarbons by electrophilic substitution is one method. From amines by Sand-Meyer's reaction is the other method. These two methods are what we are going to see now. First is from hydrocarbons, and what is the process we are going to follow here is electrophilic substitution. So aryl chlorides and bromides can be easily prepared by this process of electrophilic substitution of arenes with chlorine and bromine. Okay, you can only use what? Chlorine and bromine respectively in the presence of Lewis acid catalyst like iron or iron chloride. So you need iron or iron chloride. Any compound of iron is needed here. What is this? It acts as your Lewis acid catalyst. Fine. So when you take this compound and you react with an halogen in the presence of iron or iron chloride, what you get is orthohalotoluene or parahalotoluene. This reaction has to take place in dark condition. So the ortho and para isomers can be easily separated due to large difference in their melting points. Why? Because ortho has very less melting point, whereas para has high melting point because it is a symmetric and a stable structure, right? So reactions with iodine are reversible in nature and require the presence of an oxidizing agent. See, here we are using only chlorine and bromine, but iodine is a reversible process. What happens if we convert it into the halo compound? Immediately it will also come back to its original state itself. So always we need the presence of oxidizing agents like HNO3. You know, nitric acid is a good oxidizing agent. So HNO3, HiO4, all these are good oxidizing agents to oxidize the Hi formed during iodination. Okay, so fluoro compounds are not prepared by this method due to high reactivity of fluorine. So for iodine, we need an oxidizing agent. For chlorine and bromine, we can use electrophilic substitution itself. For fluorine, you cannot apply this method because due to its high reactivity of fluorine. I hope you understood what I have taught you till now. Yes? Okay, the second type of preparation of haloarenes is from amines by Sand-Meyer's reaction. So what is Sand-Meyer's reaction? When a primary aromatic amine dissolved or suspended in cold aqueous mineral acid is treated with sodium nitrite. What is sodium nitrite? What is the formula of sodium nitrite? NaNO2. Okay, so a diazonium salt is formed. What do you get here? Benzene diazonium halide. A diazonium salt is formed. Mixing the solution of freshly prepared diazonium salt with cuprous chloride or cuprous bromide results in the replacement of diazonium group. Right? So what happens here? Simply, you have a primary aromatic amine. This is an amine. This is an amine. What you're doing here, it is dissolved or suspended in cold aqueous mineral acid. Okay, so here any acid you can take, it has to be cold aqueous mineral acid. So a diazonium salt is prepared. So mixing the solution of freshly prepared diazonium salt with cuprous chloride or cuprous bromide results in the replacement of the diazonium group by Cl or Br. Okay, so here the halogen can be X equal to Cl or Br. Okay, so this is the product what you get. So this is a stepped process. First you have an amine, and then what you are doing, you're treating. So you get a benzene diazonium halide. Then this benzene diazonium halide is treated with copper halide or cuprous chloride or cuprous bromide, whatever. Now this you get an aryl halide. This is the product which is required. Usually X can be only chlorine or bromine. Okay, along with the release of N2 gas. Replacement of the diazonium group by iodine does not require the presence of cuprous halide and is done simply by shaking the diazonium salt with potassium iodide. Replacement of the diazonium group by iodine does not require the presence of cuprous chloride and is done simply by shaking the diazonium salt with potassium iodide. Okay, so it's just a shaking process. So what you get as a result, you get an aryl halide, and this aryl halide will be having X equal to I, that is iodine will be your halogen plus N2, right? So you understood Sand-Meyer's reaction. These are some in-text questions based upon this. Try out these in-text questions. In the next session, I'll be discussing about the physical properties of halo compounds. Thank you so much for watching. If you have understood today's concept, do give a like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.